You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Markeia Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Main Event After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Main Event After Show.
Oh, yeah. Are we going to sing the John Cena Sucks song?
What?
Yeah, that's what they do now. John Cena sucks.
Oh,
John
that's
Cena
you.
sucks. No, that's everybody does it now.
Yeah, but
that's a new trend.
Yeah, but you're the one that's like, John Cena sucks.
Welcome to AfterBuzz TV, everybody. I am Tom the Connolly, and this is the Main Event After Show. Sitting across from me, Markeia McCarty. How you doing, Markeia?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I've got plenty of room over here.
Yeah, me too. It's nice. I can lay down, you know. Gabby's not with us. She's still working. She should be back soon. Hard at work. Scott, I suspended Scott for the week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
Because, do you know what he did on Sunday?
Oh, what did he do on Sunday?
Instead of watching the WLC match, he decided to go hang out with a girl. Can you believe that?
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
A wrestling fan that was hanging out with a girl.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I said, you can't come here this week because you didn't watch the WLC match. That was really good at the...
Man, that's why Horns Rockle, is
Yeah,
that what he calls him?
yes.
Horns Rockle?
Horns
That's
Rockle.
why he lost.
Yeah,
he didn't have Scott watching him.
Yes, he didn't have his support.
You know, that's a real thing.
Yeah,
You know?
I know.
You have to support
Yeah,
your
you
wrestlers,
have to believe.
otherwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And talking about supporting, everyone at home and all of us here, we've been supporting Markeia and Kevin on their new show,
Oh, yeah.
Chasing Markeia. It's on
Absolutely.
Oxygen, Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock. You guys should tune in and watch it. You know, they've worked hard to, you know, make AfterBuzz here. And in the show, you get to see, you know, them working, you know, in the real life, you know, getting everything done, you know, Markeia on
seeing,
Extra.
like, behind closed doors, you know,
Exactly.
the things that fuel them. It's
Yes.
actually super interesting.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is a really cool thing that they've built together.
Yeah,
and then
it's
it's
amazing.
Just seeing all of that background stuff.
Yeah, and
Like,
just you know, they're personalized. And this past week's episode was Markeia when she wrestled at SummerSlam. So she teamed with Natty to fight Brie and Eva Marie, and you know, it was a lot of fun. You know, watching her train and, you know, get ready for it. But you guys should definitely check it out. It's on Oxygen Tuesday, 10 p.m. And you can also find it on iTunes, Amazon, and on demand. So you guys should definitely check that out.
So you have no excuse. Check
Exactly.
it out. At least that last episode.
Yeah.
With wrestling. guys.
Exactly. Now watch them all. Not the
Oh.
last one. If you haven't watched
get
them, go
hooked on
back,
the last
watch
one,
them all,
and then
get to the wrestling episode too, and then watch next week. But all right, so let's get into main event for the night. Coming to us from Buffalo, New York. First match of the night: Dolph Ziggler versus Jack Swagger. Zeb Coulter was on commentary. I thought this was a really good match for both guys. You know, Ziggler hit two devastating-looking drop kicks to Jack Swagger.
I loved those.
Yeah.
They were. It's like one. He's flat. He's flat down on the mat. Oh, okay. And I'm getting back up. I'm all cool. Bam.
Yeah.
In the face again.
A little payback for when Swagger kicked him in the face and gave him a concussion last year. Look, I was like, wow. I was like, man, he's getting some payback on him.
Yeah.
But Ziggler went for he went for a famouser, or he hit the famouser. Then he went for the zigzag, missed that. Swagger went for the Swagger bomb in the corner. Ziggler is able to get his feet up, hits a big DDT, and then you hear this strange music in the background. Not sure who it is at first, and then we see a big bunny come out and
Bunny.
20 people. This big, you know, party, and Adam Rose comes out, and Zeb Coulter's flipping out. Like, what is he doing here?
Complete with lollipop.
Yes. He comes down to the ring. Well, he doesn't even get in the ring. He more tries to taunt Zeb outside of the ring.
Yes, by straddling the commentator's desk.
Yeah, and I did notice something funny. There was there's like an older lady, like someone's like grandma, like dancing in the crowd in the audience, like to Adam Rose's music.
She was having a flashback of her own.
Yeah, and as Zeb was kind of like, "Don't get near me, you leave me alone," Adam Rose got on the mic and he said, "Jackie boy, it's party time all the time." And he said, "Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud." And then Ziggler hit him from behind with the zigzag to get the win.
Yes. Not Adam hit Jack Swagger.
Oh yes, yeah. Ziggler hit Swagger with the zigzag.
Yeah.
And then Adam Rose crowd surfed back into the ring with all his party people. And Ziggler was about to leave, and he's like, "No, Dolph, you know when you become a rosebud, do you know what you get?" And he said, "Everything." And then he sicked his ladies.
And
he's
then
like,
ladies,
exactly.
come towards the Ziggler. Let's do this.
And they all start dancing in the ring. He has a very catchy theme song, Adam Rose.
Oh, maybe we should have played that one then.
Oh, we should have. Maybe next week.
Next week. If it shows
it's a
up
lot
again.
of fun. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of fun, and his entrance is a lot of fun too, where he like gets on the ropes and kind of like crowd dives into his like posse of people.
Yeah, you mean his permanent rave?
Yes, exactly. Yes. I was
that.
I was saying to you, I was disappointed that when he debuted on Raw, I wanted the bus to bus to pull out and then to get off the bus, because they're like coming. They're always supposed to be at this party. Like the party's not backstage. The party's on the bus.
The bus already pulled up. They were partying backstage.
I
and
guess.
And then they were like, "Wait, there's a match going on. Let's go ahead and party out there."
Yeah.
So they did. They did pull up in the bus.
They did.
They did.
I think it would have been. It would have been fun to see the bus come out. I just think, you have like the smoke come off the bus, like just a whole big, bigger entrance for him than just coming from backstage.
And that bus would just like bust through the wall, right?
Yeah. No, they can move the Titantron. It can pull in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll find a way to get it in there. It's okay.
I love that he always has a lollipop with him
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, because even when he beat up Jack Swagger on Raw, where they showed it, like he had the lollipop in his mouth the whole time.
Yeah, he was kind of threatening Zeb with it a little bit.
Yeah, it was
while
a little.
he was climbing over the commentator's desk.
Like, yeah, it was a little weird, but okay. What do you think overall? What rating of this match?
Oh, well, I liked the beginning of the match with Dolph Ziggler and Swagger. It was almost, for me, it was almost Greco-Roman wrestling with how they were starting, where they were low to the ground. They were really sizing each other up.
Yeah, I mean, they were both wrestlers and like collegiate wrestlers. So, yeah.
Nice. Okay. That shows a lot. But yeah, I really enjoyed Jack Swagger, where it was just like, it felt like to me that he was reading Ziggler. Yeah. And then when Zeb Coulter,
and they used to be tag team partners too. For like a year.
Oh,
so yeah,
nice.
so it was
like, what move are you about to do?
Exactly.
I know this move.
Exactly.
Brother. I know this. Yeah, and even with like Zeb, I love that he was like, we scout every match that we do. It's like, I love that. I like that they watch the tape on each one of the wrestlers, because it says to me like this whole other side of it. Yes, we have the spectacle and the fun and the wrestling end, but there's all this hard work that goes with it too. It's good to know the toolbox of moves that somebody uses. Yeah. So then you have those counter moves
exactly.
with it. I think Goldust probably does that a lot, because he's fantastic to
Yeah.
me. But in any case, back to this match. I also loved Dolph's, I don't know what it's called. I called it the alley oop, where it was like he wrapped his leg around Jack Swagger's like neck, and then it was just kind of like a smash down on the.
They call it the famouser.
Oh, that's the famouser.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started off listening to the commentators, but they weren't really talking about the match.
Yeah, it was more Zeb complaining about everybody else that he hates.
Yeah.
Which I thought was entertaining, though.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
like Zeb's good on
but
commentary.
I want them to focus on the match, though. It kind of takes me away from it.
Yeah.
You know, because that's another way for me to learn.
Yeah.
Actually. For that way. But I enjoyed like that they were pulling from their wrestling background and things with it. I thought that was super solid. I enjoyed Adam Rose coming out and being a spectacle. And okay, I'll forgive a distraction if it's Adam Rose doing it.
You hear that, Adam? You can distract any match you want.
I forgive. So I gave it a 3.25
Gotcha.
because I like that Dolph Ziggler is joining Rose's stable of wrestlers.
Yeah, I guess he became a rosebud tonight. But I gave it a 3.5. I thought it was a really good match. A lot of good moves, a lot of cool moves. Ziggler hitting his DT. I like Ziggler getting the win. You know, he hasn't really. He's on that like very like he'll win like 3 matches in a row and then he'll lose like 6, and then he'll like so it's just he's such in like a weird like position now of he was this time last year he was the world champion.
Oh
so,
no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's crazy to think that now he's like not really mentioned. But he goes out there and puts on entertaining matches. Like, this match was entertaining.
Yeah,
I thought so.
I liked him in his little pink underwear. That looked great. Well, I kid. It was a very entertaining match. I mean, and thank God he's not at the level of Kofi. Where it's just
he's
like,
a little,
At least he's above the Kofi level.
Yeah, I don't know. They're getting kind of close to that.
Man, it's like, stop making Kofi lose matches.
Yes.
Let him have one more.
One more, yes. So, I gave it a 3.5. I thought it was a good match. Good to see Ziggler get the win. Hopefully, maybe it'll lead to some kind of momentum down the road. And then we saw that this week on SmackDown, Sheamus, who won the United States title on Raw in the Battle Royal, he will be defending that belt on SmackDown. And I did see because it was main event was yesterday. Said today Triple H was having his interview with Michael Cole, and so in the interview Triple H said that it will be Ambrose will get his rematch against Sheamus on SmackDown.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
To see if he gets the title back. So that should be good. Good match on SmackDown this week. And then we get to a Divas match for the night. Oksana, Alicia Fox, and Tamina against Natty and the Funkadactyls. We see a clip of Total Divas where Cameron can't find Natty's cat. Yeah. And I just have like a weird question mark next to it, like, and they were playing up that Natty is still mad at her or mad at her now.
Months later.
Yeah, after months of filming. There's I guess you got to suspend the disbelief a little bit, but
I guess so.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can with that.
They just filmed the episode the day before.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And they were playing up like she was still mad at her, and so Natty gets in the match, and it was basically Alicia Fox and Alicia Fox, Oksana, and Tamina just beating down Natty the whole match.
Yeah, they were in their element.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, the misfits get their turn.
Yes.
That kind of a thing.
Alicia Fox had a really cool, it was just a really nice looking like boot to the face when Natalya was on the outside.
It was like there was a slight distraction by Tamina.
Yeah.
And then Alicia Fox took that opening, and that opening was the side of Natalya's head.
Yes. And then, I felt like Natalya was trying to tag in Cameron, but she didn't want to be tagged in, like at least by Natalya.
Did you notice that? Yeah.
Like, and then like when Naomi's trying to get the crowd back into it, and Cameron's just like golf claps, like, yeah, I don't really care.
Cameron has some sass on her.
She does. She definitely does. And then Natalya was able to get the hot tag to Naomi. She finally gets in the ring with Oksana.
I was like, oh my goodness, you're going to put these two in the ring again?
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, they're going to eventually have to wrestle sometime, but yeah.
No, but still, that was like, that was a serious injury.
Yeah.
She had to wear that eye patch for.
And she was out for 6 to 8 weeks, I think. She was kind of almost, from what, you read things online or whatever, she was kind of slated to win the Divas belt.
I could have seen that.
Yeah.
She's a very strong and well-rounded wrestler.
Yeah.
And she's got the personality and stuff to go with it. And then she's got that fun, sassy, kind of sidekick.
Yeah.
That's going to get my butt beat if I ever run into her calling Cameron a sidekick.
Yeah, because she'll say, bye, girl, or whatever she's told you.
Yeah.
But I thought it was good. Natty gets the tag. Naomi comes in. She takes out Oksana with the rear view. Then as she's dragging her to the corner, Tamina and Alicia Fox try to get in the ring.
Yeah.
And Cameron and Natalya take them out.
Clean-up crew.
Yeah, exactly. Naomi hits the split leg moonsault, and they get the win. The Total Divas Girls gets the win for the night. And then as the ref is trying to raise their hand, it seems like Cameron does not want to raise her hand with Natty at the
Yeah,
end. They kind of get in each other's face, and Naomi tries to keep the peace, but Natalya just kind of gets to the ring, and she's just like, "You're ridiculous," or something like that. She
Yeah.
yells something at her, and Cameron's just like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't care about you."
Be like, you found the cat.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
on.
Yeah. The cat was okay. So just so everybody knows out there, the cat
Yes.
was
Apparently,
found.
they found it in Naomi's giant house because that was the.
Oh, is that what they said?
Yeah,
Oh, is that what they- oh, that what they
it
found
in
it?
Naomi's
Oh.
house.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
I figured. I think the cat was probably just hiding in a closet the whole time.
Because I can imagine how Cameron was trying to find it. Where are you, cat?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But what do you think for Divas matches for Divas match of the night?
I would have liked, and I kind of understand why they didn't do any build up with it, but I would have liked some build up between the fact of Oksana and Naomi getting into the match again. I mean, yeah, they had the other stuff where it's like, I see where they're going with how Natalya and Cameron have tension, and they're drawing that from the Toto's Diva show. So obviously their teamwork isn't going to be as strong because there's that underlying tension, which was a theme for like, well, kind of a theme for the next match. So I get that, but seriously, don't. It's right there in your face. Go ahead and have this thing where it's like Oksana and Naomi are getting in the match, getting in the ring together. It's like I want that build up. So for me, I was like at the edge of my seat, like, oh. It's like, please keep it wrestling real and not street real,
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, there were a lot of great things in there. Like we already said, the nice Tamina Alicia Fox distraction face kick to Natalya. Loved that. Loved the cleanup crew thing that happened at the end where Tamina and Alicia are like, yeah, we got to save this. No, you don't.
Yeah. Nope, you're getting thrown right out of the ring, and we're getting the win.
Yeah. So yeah, all of that's good stuff. I liked seeing. I always enjoy seeing Naomi in the ring. She's really good. So I also gave this a 3.25. Just
Gotcha.
worked out that way.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.0. I thought it was a decent Divas match.
Yeah.
I was kind of Cameron's not my favorite diva, so I was kind of glad she didn't get in the match. I wasn't like, oh man, I really hope she gets in the match. I think it's just Natty and Naomi are just are much better wrestlers than her. So to have her in the match just kind of she just has to get better. I'm sure she's practicing but she doesn't wrestle at least on TV enough for me to see a huge improvement in her.
Right.
So it's if I don't see it, then it's kind of hard for me to really judge what if she's doing better.
Yeah, I remember that one match that we saw. I forget who she went up against. It might have been Oksana.
Yeah, no, it was.
No, who's it? Alicia Fox? Or no, it was Cameron versus somebody.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who it was. It may have been
can't-
AJ. There was a match she did go against AJ. It was a pay-per-view that was not very good.
That's not the one
But that
I'm
was
thinking of. No, the one that I'm thinking of, it was Main Event. She went up against somebody. Guys, if you remember what in the world I'm talking about, please put it in the comments. But and it was actually not that bad. I mean, it was more than decent. She was very sassy. It was very personality filled. It wasn't as strong in wrestling, but it was telling a story.
Yeah.
So it's like if she puts more tools in her toolkit and keep that she can tell a story with her wrestling, then she has possibilities.
Yeah.
If anything, Naomi is super strong wrestler for me, but I would love to see more of a story, more of a personal stake in things.
Yeah.
Like she's not clinical. It's not like that. But I want to see her really get impassioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully she gets a shot at the title. I would think because I mean,
think
Tamina lost.
Paige would bring that right out of her. That would be a really good
Yeah, I think it would be
match.
good. So hopefully they'll, build towards that because I think, if Cameron is busy with Natalya, then what is Naomi gonna do? Might as well put her in a match where she's good, she can wrestle, she's good, and Paige can wrestle and she's really awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that would just be a good match because AJ is MIA.
Yeah, for right
So
now.
she's not coming back at least till who knows when.
Yeah, so let
but-
those two just sharpen themselves on each other.
And I think Cameron she's the perfect. She's like she's a good guy now, at least kind of. But once she becomes a bad a bad guy, she is so perfect for that because she just has that attitude and like that
Oh,
sass.
she's a total brat.
Yeah, so she's
Total
perfect to
brat.
be a heel in this. And people, fans, I guess they kind of like her, but she's very easy to boo.
Oh,
like
yeah.
and like if I feel like once she ends up turning on Naomi, because I feel like that's what would eventually happen.
I can see that. Yeah.
People definitely hate her and just I think she'll be good at it. Like she's that born to be a heel person.
Yeah,
she doesn't need to be a good guy. She's a better bad guy.
Yeah, she can weather the storm of being a heel.
Yeah, exactly. And then we get a special Mother's Day message.
Oh, yes.
From Mr. T, which if you haven't
Fantastic.
seen it, go check it out.
Oh,
It's
please
really
see
funny.
this. Please see this, guys.
It's Mr. T from the Hall of Fame. That was his Hall of Fame induction, and I was there. It was so funny. Everyone like doing what chants to him as he just kept saying, Independence Day, Memorial Day, like April Fool's Day. Yeah, it was so funny.
Man,
But
I loved Earth Day.
Yeah.
Him photoshopped into an
Yeah.
astronaut face, and there's Earth. He's like, "Grr." Man.
and
that
even Father's Day. So
Oh,
I'll
even
say Happy
Father's
Mother's Day to my mom now.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
So give her a shout out.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Yes.
Love you.
But yeah, it was funny, and
Yeah.
it was like one of those kind of like something you see on like Conan or like Jimmy
Totally
Fallon
that.
or like one of those like little videos that they put together with like the Brian Williams rap. It was one of those, so I thought it was really good. It was really good, really well put together.
Yeah, super enjoyable. And I pity April Fools.
Yeah.
What was that? That was awesome.
Then we get to a Raw recap of some amazing acting here. I think it's Oscar award-winning acting by the one and only Brie Bella. We see, Daniel Bryan and Kane. Daniel Bryan actually, obviously won at the pay-per-view this weekend.
Yes,
retained the
he
belts.
did.
But Kane is not finished with him yet.
No, he's
The
not.
demon. Oh, sorry. I'll correct myself. The demon Kane is not
There you
done
go.
with Daniel Bryan. He's always been Kane. Now he's the demon Kane. Because I
Kinda
guess
like
he's
the
that
artist
crazy.
formerly known as Prince.
Yes.
Now he's back to Prince.
Yes. He'll eventually go back to just being Kane. But we see Daniel Bryan and Brie trying to leave in their car. First, they get in their car and they're about to leave, and Stephanie
Right,
comes up
Stephanie
and says, "You have a
McMahon.
match. If you don't wrestle, I'm going to take the belts away from you." Which I don't get why they just don't, have Kane attack him and say, "Oh, you didn't fight your match tonight, so we're taking the belts from you." I don't know. But yeah, so he goes to have his match with Del Rio. He beats Del Rio. As he's celebrating the ring, the fire goes off. They run to the back.
Oh, and the commentators are like, "Oh no, it's the Demon King!
Yes.
Get Brie out of here!"
Yes.
It's like,
Yeah, he has to protect Brie. I'm not a huge fan of this.
I'm not feeling that
No.
part of the storyline that they're doing.
Get
where
her
it's
out
like,
of there.
Well, for that, and then it's like where Brie has to be protected by Bryan. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
isn't she a wrestler in her own right?
Yes,
Because she has woman parts. She has
needs
to
to
be
be protected.
Well,
Yeah.
I realize this the Demon Kane, but it's just like, all right, don't be there.
Yeah.
Then be smart.
In the locker room with your sister. Just hang
Yes.
out with her and John Cena, because John Cena wasn't out there, so John Cena could protect you.
So there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I just thought it was. I'm not a big fan of them bringing Brie into this storyline. Like, I understand they're married now, and they
Yeah.
want to portray them as being this couple, but the whole time from since he's been trying to win the belt, they've kind of showed her a little bit, but not really. Like, obviously we know they're together because of Total Divas,
Right.
But now just because he won the belt and they got married, now they're like, oh, but they have to be together all the time. No, Daniel Bryan is an amazing wrestler. He can tell a story and be put in a storyline without her.
Yeah.
Give her own storyline
Yes,
with
do-
Nikki, or
do
just do
that.
something different with her. Like, they can obviously be shown backstage together, and because they're gonna be hanging out because they're together. But I
Right.
don't need to see them. I don't need to see her by his side all the time now. She's not
Yeah.
his valet.
Thank you. It's kind of like
She's a wrestler.
she's having to ride on his coattails,
Yes.
and it's like written into a storyline.
Yeah.
and it's just she's being shoehorned in. It's a bad horror movie.
Yes, and
where
they
she's-
cut it that way too,
she's
and they
the
edited it that
co-ed,
way. Yes,
you know?
and then they get to the car and they go to start, and oh no, obviously this car's not going to start.
Yeah.
So Daniel, lifts up the hood of the car. Oh, there's a wire missing. Oh,
Yeah.
and she's like, Daniel, quick, hurry! Yeah, and then he closes the hood, and Kane is in the back seat, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, I see what they were going for. I believe it's all tongue in cheek, like
Yeah.
a B movie thing. But it's like, come on, when you have Bray Wyatt doing the great promo stuff that he's doing,
Yeah.
where it's creepy and it has levels and involves, the Children of the Corn with the mask. If you have that, you can't do the step back into, slapsticky
like
B
just-
movie thing, because it's not going to read.
No, it's not.
It
It's not.
doesn't. Because you've got quality over here, and then you're doing film school stuff. Not that film school stuff isn't great, but it's a training process.
Yeah, especially when you have
So-
you're using like Daniel Bryan's the champion, so he's kind of like they want to say, face of the company. Like
Okay.
he shouldn't be in these kind of storylines. He should, be in something like he can be in a storyline with Kane, but it just should be Kane going after him, not going after Brie. So then, Kane's in the back seat. Brie starts screaming like crazy. Why don't you just get out of the car? Like, why don't you just get out the front door? He's in the back seat.
Yeah. Or because
and run away.
you're a wrestler and you've got some power in those
Yeah,
arms.
kick him in the face.
Punch him in the throat.
Yes.
Get out of the car.
Yes, be a strong woman and protect yourself, because you don't need
You don't have to
obviously
hide behind
Daniel's there to
Daniel
help you, but
Bryan.
yes, you can do that yourself. Yeah, so she's screaming like crazy. Kane gets on the top of the car. They drive away. He falls off. He's laying there on the ground. Of course, why would you stop? It's just like that typical horror movie. He stops to get out. Kane sits up, and they start screaming, ah, ah. She's screaming like crazy again, and then they
Man.
drive away.
Because obviously, the Demon Kane would have been knocked out by falling off the top of a car.
Yeah, and if you have watched Raw, rewind it back and listen to when Kane does fall off the car, because I think Daniel Bryan hit the gas a little too hard and he fell off a little too hard off that car.
no.
All you hear is
no.
all you hear is this, like just a stud where you're like, man, that definitely hurt Kane when he fell off that car. But he had to, lay it on the ground real quick to get back to the camera routine. But
Yeah, I guess it would be very difficult to get stunt people for
yeah,
wrestlers.
yeah. So we'll see the next saga. I'm sure
Yeah.
they'll be in like a cabin next week, and Kane will
right,
come,
right.
hunt them down. I don't
Then
know.
they'll be like, we're low.
I really hope-
Snuggle, snuggle, snuggle.
Yeah.
Ah, he's under the bed.
I hope they do. If they're gonna go this far with it, then I want them in a cabin. I want Kane to get an axe and chop it down and say, "Here's Kane coming through the door." At least make it funny for me so I can laugh at it. So let's get to the. Oh, go ahead.
Either that or he dresses in a Santa suit and comes down the
Yeah.
chimney. There's
Yeah,
so
that would be
many.
awesome.
There's so many.
But yeah, let's
Yeah.
get to the last match of the night before we get to the main event. Goldust versus Curtis Axel. Ryback out there with Axel. Cody out there with Goldust. Kind of a short match, but competitive. Axel really taking control of Goldust for the first part of the match. Goldust starts making his comeback. He gets his the 10 punches in the corner. Axel comes running at him. He hits his power slam for 2. And then Curtis Axel is laying on the ground. He grabs Goldust, throws him on the outside of the ring. And as Goldust is getting up and, about to get it back in the ring, we see Cody come running, jumping off the barrier on the outside, and looks like he's going to disaster kick Goldust. And I was like, yes, he's
Yeah.
turning on him.
That
This
was
is
a
going to be awesome.
That was a fantastic camera angle.
Yeah, but he wasn't kicking Goldust. Goldust ducks, and he kicks Ryback in the face because Ryback was going to go after Goldust. So he takes out Ryback. Cody takes out Ryback. Goldust gets back in the ring, hits the final cut, gets the win. Looks like maybe the Rhodes brothers are back on the same page again. We will see. But, a competitive match. I was glad Goldust got the win. I liked the ending. I really was hoping for Cody to turn on him right there. I was like, this is going to be a good ending to this match. But he did not. But it was also very entertaining to see him, take out Ryback out of nowhere like that.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
For just like the wrestlers getting in, and I even brought this up in the viewing room, I just couldn't really understand why they paired Goldust with Curtis Axel as opposed to, Goldust with Ryback. Because, with like just the history of the things that were going on with them. I was just like, okay, Curtis Axel? and Goldust. I'm sorry, I'm not hating on Curtis Axel.
It's okay,
but
you can.
It's just
Everyone else does.
I don't know what happened to him. I remember when, well, it wasn't that he was like super amazing good, but he had like the distracto arm and
Yeah,
and he had like, I don't know, heart to it, and I was just kind of average.
Yeah.
He's so average, and I don't get it. I want something to light a fire under his butt and get him back in the game with things, because this could have been a really good match. I mean, Goldust doing his spectacular full body latex suit, and he doesn't fall out when he's like in a ring. I don't know if there's I don't, well, not with, well, yeah,
I guess
he
in the back.
zips
I think
in the
it does,
back.
yeah.
It's just I've cosplayed in latex before. I know friends who've cosplayed in latex. That is a commitment. And it's wow. And that he wrestles in that, you can barely walk around a convention center for a few hours.
Yeah. Well,
And
I wonder if it is full. I can't tell if it is full.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe it is, but it may be some kind of material that
It
kind of
looks
looks like
like
it. But yeah.
Man. But yeah, I mean, all of that aside, and then he's like doing his moves. I love the fake out that he did with Curtis Axel, where Axel slammed him against the ropes to get him to bounce back to then go at him, and then Goldust is like, "Oh, I know what's happening.
Yeah.
I've read that move.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing the ropes." And he's so quick and fast with the power slams.
Yeah, that power slam is awesome when he
Man,
does that.
It's like you blink, guy's already in the air on his way down. It's like, this is fantastic. And I loved what you were talking about with Cody Rhodes and how the camera angle was just so
Yeah,
fantastic.
it
All of a
worked.
sudden,
It worked.
for no reason, he's going after him. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I want more of that.
More of Goldust and Cody going after each other.
Yeah, well, where it's kind of like feeding it, like how they do in comic books.
Yeah.
Where it's just like it'll do that for this particular match, and then like in the future he might accidentally hit him.
Yeah.
Instead of somebody else behind, and Goldust will be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll brush that off. This one, it was obviously an accident. And then the second time it happens, well.
Yeah,
Man,
it's leading
the first
to it.
one. So
It's definitely leading up to them.
absolutely. So I love that story is starting to get built up, and I can't wait to see that continue.
Yeah, me
So
too.
before that happened, it was like a 2.75, a 3.
Gotcha.
Because of shortness of the match and everything. So like the continue goes on, the streak continues. It's a 3.25.
Gotcha. Yeah, I gave it a 3.5. Thought it was a good match. The ending with Cody obviously made it a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Definitely way more entertaining than it was. And it looks like they're back on the. As for now, they're on the same page. But I think maybe leading up to Payback, I think we're gonna see somebody, turn, because on Raw, Goldust, accidentally made Cody lose a match that he was in.
Right.
So it's kind of like they're kind of going back and forth of like they're trying to help each other, but they're hurting each other. So this was like that one where he did help him to win the match. So kind of Goldust owes Cody one now because Goldust made Cody lose. Cody helped him win. So
It would be so delicious if Goldust tried to help him and then mistakenly hit him.
Yeah.
Oh, do it that way,
Yeah.
please. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun when they do have a match, because I feel like it's obviously gonna happen, and then when they do have the match, it's gonna be an awesome match because they're both awesome wrestlers, and it's gonna be entertaining because they just they're brothers, so they know each other, they know like the limits of what they can do. So I think if it's on this next pay-per-view or the pay-per-view after, like whenever it does happen, it's gonna be like one of those like show-stealing matches. I think that it's gonna be like people are gonna be like, oh, I think it's gonna be good, but I think it's gonna be amazing, and people are gonna be like, wow, that was a good match between those two.
Yeah, I
So-
think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And
Yeah.
I honestly don't know who would win. Like, my first thought is Goldust with it, but I would think at that point in the storyline that Cody would want it so badly.
Yeah.
And I cannot choose between the two of them
Yeah.
of who would win.
I would think Cody's gonna want it more because he's younger and he wants to beat his older brother kind of thing.
Yeah, he's
so.
hungry.
Yeah.
He's hungry for it.
Yeah. So, and then we get to the main event of Main Event. John Cena comes out and a new color T-shirt, like always. This one was like a lime green T-shirt.
Yes, you could see him from everywhere.
Yeah, you definitely can. He said, Bray's an interesting guy. He tried to turn John Cena into a monster. He says if you want to go follow the Buzzards, then he's gonna let everybody go follow them. And let everybody join the Wyatt family if they want to. But he's like, well, what about the Wyatts do you believe in? Is it singing the song, The Whole World in His Hand? It's very catchy to sing. But he said, where does the song really come from? And, he says, Bray has the whole world in his hands. Not, so Bray's controlling everything. Mm-hmm. And he's like, he brings out the sheep mask and he says, you want to follow somebody, you're going to have to wear this. Bray wants everyone to wear a mask to follow him kind of thing. Then we cut the Raw where Bray Wyatt, says the world will burn. He wants the world to burn and perish, and that he will rebuild it in his own image of how he wants it to be. And they didn't show all of it, but it was an amazing promo where he was just like going into if anybody kind of almost saying what Cena says, but twisting it into his own words of
making it sound cool.
Yeah, kind of. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Basically taking a John Cena promo that I would be like, that's kind of, John Cena always says that, but Bray Wyatt saying it, I'm like, I like that. Like just being like, saying that just kind of wanting to hold down people that, say a girl that they say like media will say, oh, this girl's not pretty. Well, she is a pretty girl kind of thing. Like turning it to be like, I want you to follow me.
Right.
Which is, and he says, he wants the world to remember him for what he truly is, and that's a god. I like that. So that was a good way to end it, because I feel like that is what Bray. Bray Wyatt is so good because, he's this amazing character that when he says something, he full-heartedly believes it as he's saying it, and that's what you need to be, because you need to get the fans to believe what you're saying. You can go out there and say, they could write you, either he writes it or whoever writes it, like they could write you the most amazing promo ever. But if you don't go out there and you don't sell it like you believe every word of it,
then it falls flat.
Exactly. Yes.
Falls flat.
Yeah.
Average, unappetizing. Don't want it. Don't want it. Don't believe it.
Exactly.
So yeah, you have to be a salesman, along with being a wrestler, along with being a stunt person, along with looking really good in those cosplay stunt outfits.
Yes.
So it's such a mixed bag. It's such hard work. Thank God they're passionate about it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what would we watch?
I don't know. Regular shows. And then Cena, he says, he has one question for the WWE Universe. What do you believe in? Cena believes in to never give up.
Pretty powerful.
Yeah. He says, I'm not a god. I am man. He believes in respect, honor, and hard work. And his message is no matter how hard you fight, you must never give up. And he says, I don't care if I'm, fighting Bray Wyatt alone. I will never give up. But he says, even if I'm the last man standing, I will never give up, which I feel like they're gonna have a last man standing match at the pay. I feel like that was kind of like they're kind of throwing it in there.
I noticed.
I noticed that because I watched it. I watched it earlier today, and I watched it again, and I was like, oh, I picked it up on the second time, and he just says, my name's John Cena, and my message is that of what I believe in is to never give up, and he brings out his towel, shows it off. It is it's a good method to, or like, I'm trying to think of the word. Good.
What's the
his message of what John Cena believes in is never give up, and it's a good thing for kids out there. I mean, for anybody to just
most definitely. Like I enjoyed this segment where it was like I call it deconstructing Bray. It's like an English term paper, going bit by bit with everything. And the thing with Bray, I mean, with Bray and with Cena, they're two different sides of the same coin, it feels like to me. They're very high charismatic characters that believe in what they're saying and can get you to believe in what they're saying. Yeah. And I think it all depends on how dark you're feeling that day.
Exactly.
Because
exactly.
if you're having a happy, positive day, it's really easy to get on the Cena train. Because it is a great message. It's very positive.
Yes.
I loved it when he first came out and he's like, this is main event. And, how he runs and slides into the ring, and it's all positive and good. And then like his slogan of never give up, and how he does this stuff with Make-A-Wish.
Yes.
You know, and saying that to those kids, that is amazing.
Yeah.
That is very powerful.
It is
and
awesome.
I am completely on board with that. So then it's like on the other side, depending on how dark you are, you know, and you have Bray Wyatt, who is just this man, you know, what's the term? What's the terminology? Could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Yes.
Yeah, and he'd make her wear a sheep mask while she ate it. No, it's he's so dark. He's so compelling. You know, he has really gone a really great way with calling to the darkness that everybody has inside. And those promos are fantastic. The writers know how to write for him, and he knows how to sell it. It's fantastic, and you can never get tired of that.
Yeah.
It's maybe it's just me being cynical, but I feel like no matter how good somebody is, like a Cena type, people can get tired of that, like having too much sugar.
Oh, I mean, and I
kind of a
think
thing.
that.
Well, of course.
Well, I
you,
mean, but I
you.
feel like the whole. I mean, John Cena's been around now for 10 years, and his mantra has always been the same: the hustle, loyalty, respect. Like it always has been, never give up. You can't, you know, the you can't see me kind of thing. So he's never really gone up against somebody like Bray,
that
who's
just
like
wants to watch the world burn.
exactly. I was really gonna say the same thing.
Were you?
I was, and he just doesn't. Bray doesn't care. He doesn't care about. He just wants people to follow him and hear his message, and you know, get on board with him.
Yeah.
Because he wants to watch the world burn, and but he wants to rebuild it in how he wants it to be.
Oh, it would
and
be
this
a
and
dark
this
and
John
twisted
Cena,
place.
yeah, this happy guy. He doesn't need that. He doesn't want that in his world.
Yeah.
So he wants to destroy John Cena.
Clash of the Titans.
Excuse me. And
Loving
one thing
it.
that I think it was like at the match of the pay-per-view, one thing I was not a big fan of was it was John, in the cage match, John Cena kept trying to escape. The Wyatts, were on the outside. I didn't like that they booked John Cena to really beat the crap out of all three of them. And then the reason why he lost was because of a little kid with the demon
Little
voice.
kid,
Like that was the only
modulator
reason why
kid.
he didn't leave the cage. Like, I mean, it's one of those like I just want to be like, why? Like, you're building Bray Wyatt up to be this amazingly strong character, and the whole, those guys are huge, all three of them.
Yeah.
And John Cena's a really strong guy.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not
like
going to
an
win in a
elephant.
fight against all three of them at the same time. No way. And I just felt like they booked it to where it made them kind of look weak. I think the promo that Bray did on Raw helped, it saved it,
Right.
but they could have. And I also feel like at the end of that match, Bray, got out of the cage and walked away to the back. I felt like it should have been, he wants to destroy John Cena. Well, what better way to destroy him than you lock him in the cage with you and your two buddies, Harper and
And then
Rowan,
just keep
and
on
then you
going.
keep destroying him. Like, I feel like that would have been a way better
Ooh.
ending of, he wants to just destroy him as much as he can. He has the means. He already beat him in the match.
Someone's feeling
just
dark
keep-
today.
No, but I just feel like it would have added to John Cena wasn't on Raw on Monday. It would have added if he would have came out and been, he was positive because he's always going to be positive, John Cena. But maybe show the effects of he really got one over on me because he used his mind to outsmart me, and John Cena uses his strength to really outsmart everybody else. So he has to really get into his mind. I don't know. That's my philosophy on
I guess,
Bray Wyatt.
I guess they just need to start introducing different shades of kryptonite to John Cena.
Yes,
then.
yes. I really thought he was going to say, I'm not a man, I'm Superman. I really thought he was going to say that, but he didn't.
Yeah.
But I think that
That's-
wraps
that's
us up this
everything.
week. Markeia, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter. At Markeia McCarty. And if you like live comedy, this Saturday at IO West in Hollywood, it is the 2-year anniversary of my improv comedy group, Doctor Who Live. I will, if you know Doctor Who, you will enjoy it. I'm the companion for our 2-year anniversary. And if you don't know Doctor Who, you'll still enjoy it because we have a lot of fun together on stage.
Nice. Sounds like a good time. Everyone out there, go check it out. And you guys can find me on Twitter at TomTheCom. And coming up right after this, I have the Tomorrow People season finale. So tune into that, because there's a lot of stuff that happened on that show this week too. And Scott will be back next week. I unbanned him already, so I told him he can get back.
Did you? That quick?
Yeah, that quick. So we will see you guys next week.
From executive producers Markeia Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.